Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set and then a model kit. That's so weird. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave Lego the set emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes back at me. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi or hey or whatever. You've got options. Slowbird saying woo in the chat. Excellent. Hello, Slowbird. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We are the end of last episode on Thursday, our last stream. I knolled and then started building this Porsche. Aristophan is here. Hi, Aristophan. Lashbrook is here. Hey, Lashbrook. Hello. So yeah, I started working on this. We got some of it done. We're gonna build that. It's 180 pieces, not a long build, and then we will start working on Lucario and its pre-evolved form, Riolu. I always look at Riolu and I'm like, Riolu. I don't know how to say you. I know how to say Lucario, but I don't know how to say Riolu, and I'm gonna try to say Riolu. And I think that's right because it's a car R-I-O, it's a car Rio, so it should be Ario, Lariu. I don't know. I actually don't know how to say it right. It has never come up, but we're building Lucario in its pre-evolved form. I guess I might just say that. And we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about stuff. I'm going to talk about the Stadia, which I have used the past 2 days. Maybe we'll talk about the games I've been playing. We're definitely going to talk about anime in the second hour because I got anime opinions. Baby Lucario, says Slowbird. Baby Lucario's pretty good. Not quite Lucario. The pre-evolution. Not Lucario yet. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I got some stuff to chat with you all about, some stuff to work on. Right now, we're in the intro portion of the stream where we see if other folks want to join us because they can't. They could want to they could join us, and that would be fun. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about I'll talk about this shirt by my good buddy David over at Seibei, SEIBEI.com. Seibei. This shirt says "Talentless Hunk." It's great. It's a great shirt. I love the fonts. My boy David over there at Seibei making the quality shirts you can purchase. I get nothing from that other than the satisfaction that a friend of mine sold some shirts. Numerous amounts. Basically, if you see me wearing a shirt, it's most likely either a David shirt or it's a Giant Bob shirt, and there are obvious exceptions to that, but I got a lot of David shirts, and I got a lot of Giant Bob shirts. But yeah, right now in the portion, I guess, speaking of shirts, we'll talk about it when I start building. There are a lot of things that remind me of home, little tiny moments that I'm like, oh yeah, this reminds me of living in New York, my home, like the previous life. And I had a big one today, and so we'll chat about that a bit because I think it's good to talk about those things. But I'm gonna go retweet my own tweet because that's important. Danielle R.I. give us a retweet because Danielle rules. Danielle Riendo, top tier. Don't want to get into it too much. It is a... No, you know what? Fuck it. We'll say it. I think Fanbyte Media does a great job, and I'm real proud of the work they do, and especially Danielle doing such good work there. Totally enamored with it, and happy with it. They hired someone who has said some real bullshit things the past few years, and that sucks. It sucks that one of their employees sucks. And like, it's in the category of like harmful things that are said, and I wish they were not like that kind of thing. So it's a little caveat. And so if you're like, I can't do Fanbyte, I get you and I understand. But I think we all have those things where we're like, oh, I want to be excited about this, but I can't. Asmo's here saying excited to see this kit. What's up, Asmo? I'm excited to keep working on this kit. I had fun working on the Camaro, so now we're going to continue by working on this Porsche. And I'm going to talk to y'all about the thing that I'm excited about. Uh, I wasn't excited to do it at the time, but I realized, oh, this gives me nostalgia, and it was a nice moment of that. Was so little peek into my life right now. I'm living with my folks, as many of you know, and one of the things that means is that I am, you know, I'm doing laundry in the house because we got a washer dryer. And the entire time I was in New York, I never had a washer dryer. Always had to go to the laundromat, right? They're always in walking distance. You get yourself your cart, your granny cart, as they say. You put it in. Or when my cart broke, I would just slug it over my shoulder, got my big laundry bag, take it to the laundry. You do your laundry. Sometimes you hang out there. Maybe you go run errands. That was often my thing when I was put my wash in, buy groceries, drop groceries off, go and get more, or throw it in the dryer, go back home, go and get it. Or you hang out, you set your phone, whatever. You bring your phone, like catch up on some stuff, hang out, play some phone games, whatever you want to do. Well, my folks had a thing where the washing machine finally died. And I don't know if you know this, but it's tough to get like appliances right now. Big ticket, big, large appliances are in demand because the factories shut down. They have an idea of how many washer dryers and refrigerators and freezers, portable, or whatever. Real IRI says, yup, yeah. They kind of know how many they need. Well, they had a couple of months where they didn't make those machines. They weren't making those machines because the factories shut down in a lot of places. And so demand is high. Demand is the same, but supply went down. So they're back ordered. So my folks went out to to purchase a washing machine, and we're told, cool, we don't have one. We don't have that one to give you yet. But we'll deliver it in the future when we can, which is the future is, in December. So we went so that is a easy way, or a long-winded way to say, I went to the laundromat today for the first time since I moved in, the beginning of July. So the last time I went to the laundromat was the end of June. And it was nostalgic. Obviously, this is not my place. Also, it was coin operated, not card operated. So I didn't go put a bunch of money on a rechargeable card and stick it in there. We had to go and get quarters. So that felt very weird. I am not used to that particular thing. I got very used to the other method. So yeah, it was weird. I went and did some laundry at a laundromat. I'm doing my part by doing less laundry. Heck yeah, Asmo. That is honestly doing your part. Also, I need less laundry. My current situation is like, there are days where I go out for a little while to to do exercise or whatever. And so I'm using socks for more than one day. Because if I'm in socks for an hour and a half, I feel like, I'm going to wear these another day. Why not? I'm going to take my socks off when I get back in the house, so I might as well just stop wearing socks right now. So, yeah, my laundry is certainly decreased in my current lifestyle, so I am helping as well. Aristophan says, our oven blew up last week. To get one, we had to get one that is not our first choice, and we had to rent a U-Haul to pick it up and drive it across town if we wanted it before Thanksgiving. Aristophan, I totally believe that. That is so much more than you would want. Obviously, it's not not getting your first choice, having to rent equipment to get it. That's all one of those things you're like, what? But yeah, it makes sense. This was a thing that I hadn't anticipated. That yeah, I'm sure ovens are a thing that they're behind on because they weren't making as many as they usually do. Quarantine rules around when clothes are clean versus dirty. Their own rules deliver however you want. Asmo, it's good. but we're glad to have gotten it. Aristfan, I'm glad you got it as well. That's awesome. I'm glad you managed to get that piece of equipment. It's necessary, so good on you. All right, so we need that and that. Yeah. One thing that is nice. Yes, I'm also glad you had the money to do it. Obviously, getting a stove is important, or an oven, whatever you want to call. One of the nice things is we did have the dryer, so we didn't have to hang out for the long time of dryers because we still have the dryer at home that's working. So then we just brought all our clothes back home. Yeah, it was weird. It was it was a flashback. That is a thing that I used to do all the time. So yeah, it was pretty weird. Uh, I have gotten pretty used to. Ooh, our first stickers are coming up. I've gotten pretty used to having access to a laundry, like being like, you know what? I'll do laundry. Like I'll do laundry the next couple of days, and then I just go, wait, why don't I just do it right now? It's not going to take that long. Also, here's the thing that I forgot from years and years of going to laundromat. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Happy to have you here. I forgot 100% completely and totally that home use personal in your house laundry machines, like washing machines, take a lot longer than industrial machines at a laundromat. Because, like, doing a regular load of laundry, like here in this house, I was just like, oh, I forgot this fucking takes forever. Whereas, like, the high powered machines, like, yeah, oh, this costs $6 or whatever, but it was very fast. I totally forgot about that. All right, so we got our stickers here. We got sticker 1 and 2, or 1 and 1, actually, because these are identical. So we're going to find our stickers and put them on. But yeah, I'd completely forgotten that, hey, Jim, welcome. Happy to have you here. Yeah, completely, totally forgotten that they take a while to use. Just regular home machines, and now I was just like, oh yeah, this is the way to go. So that was that was a thing I did today that was just kind of a little bit of nostalgia, going to a place, and doing my laundry. There was one person in this place that didn't wear a mask. Everyone else was wearing masks, including the employees, and that was good. And then nobody said anything to the person that came in without a mask, which was frustrating. But, wait, what happened to that sticker? Didn't I peel it? I didn't peel it. I thought I peeled it. It didn't come up. But yeah, in residence laundry is an S tier amenity. Indeed. So one thing that's very funny is just like, I'll do some cooking, or I'll just like make some food for myself or whatever, and then I'll go and start washing the dishes, and then I'll hear something from my mom about like, oh, you can just put that in the dishwasher because I'm gonna do dishes later, and it's like, dishwasher, I can just do this now. Like, I don't it doesn't ever occur to me to just put a dish in. I'm just like, no, I want to wash this now. Because, like, I have it at a dishwasher. Second or third. Hey, Mr. Bob, welcome. Happy to have you here. My second or third apartment in New York had a dishwasher, and none of us ever used it because nobody cooked. Like, we was 3 people in the apartment, and we all just cooked for ourselves and cleaned up after ourselves, and literally no one ever like did meals like as a group. So it just never came up that we should use the dishwasher. Uh, yes. Hello, Dr. Lullaby. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Mr. Bob, you were right. Singular dish now, many dish later. Yeah. But yeah, you do it now and it doesn't pile up. And then also, like, sometimes you're like, I don't know if the dishes got done or not. And they didn't. You're just like, well, nobody ran the dishwasher, so let's go. Um, but yeah, it never occurs to me to take advantage of the fact that there's a dishwasher in the house here. But the doing laundry was very nice. Like, just being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do all this. Oh, I'll just do this. I'm gonna do a small load of laundry. I've got like I'm gonna throw all my socks in there and like a white T-shirt. That's good. That's all we need. That has been pretty great. All right, so we're gonna put more stuff on this part of the car here. We need this. We need this. We need this. And we need gray here. As I said, this kit does not have like a lot of parts, so usually I only talk about like one build at a time, unless we're like, I just stopped streaming because it was like late and I just didn't want to finish whatever, and there's like 2 seconds left on the build. I usually don't announce like two different things, but I knew this uh, was not going to take long to get done, so I was like, well, we can talk about it here. Um, oh, Dr. Lullaby says I have been bitten by the model building bug, and I think it's terminal. Yeah. I do not apologize. I only sympathize. It was never in my intention as I started doing model kit building that I would encourage anyone to either take up the hobby or return interest in the hobby if they had, been a lapsed fan like I was of building. It's happened, and I'm happy about that. I think that's rad, but I don't go, like I was not expecting it. And yeah, there have been plenty of people that are like, "Yep, this is a thing I do now." It's been so much fun. Well, I'm glad. I hope you enjoy it. It is. Uh, oh, we got a bunch of people coming in. Hello and welcome. This is the Bill with Bear Workshop. We got a good little crowd of folks popping in. Always happy to have you here. My model kit building stream. We're working on a Porsche, uh, and then we will be working on the Lucario and Riolu. Oh, I don't know how to say Riolu's name. I know Lucario's name. Lucario and Little Lucario. We'll be building that. If you've never seen a Pokemon model kit build, they're like a high grade. They're pretty easy builds. There's some stickers involved, like important things like the eyes and the paws are going to be on here. But they're fun. They're sometimes they're a little pricey, but I do think that the Pokemon kits are neat, and also it's an odd thing to do to build a model kit of like uh, in this case weird doggos, but the humanoid things as well. When you start working on like if you ever get into like Dragon Ball model kits, there is a weirdness to it, which I personally think is very fun. Just being like, I'm gonna build a dude right now. Okay, I'm building a dude. I don't know. There's something about that I really enjoy. It's just like I don't know. It's just fun. Uh, Transition time. Speaking of things I enjoy, let's talk about a thing I didn't enjoy. It's not a good. It's not a good. Not only is it a bad transition, but I referenced it as a transition, which you shouldn't do, and also it's a bad one. So double bogey for me on that one. Um, hey, Stadia is a thing. If you haven't been following the saga of Google Stadia and my time with it, um, they ended this deal, but for a bit, because a bunch of people took up on it, including myself. If you had YouTube Premium, you could get a free Stadia Pro account, which there are free games in Stadia, and there's other games that you basically rent to own. And so I have YouTube Premium because I don't like ads, but I like supporting small creators and not using an ad blocker on YouTube. Also, I like being able to go to any computer, logging in with my YouTube credentials, and then not seeing ads if I need to play a song or video as part of my work. It is really nice to have, especially like on a mobile device where you might not have an ad blocker running. It's very, very good for that kind of thing. So I pay for YouTube Premium. It used to be called YouTube Red. It's YouTube Premium, whatever. It has YouTube Music. It used to have Google Music. They shut down Google Music, so now it's YouTube Music. Whatever. You know this stuff. Anyway, so I got a Chrome thing, which can I reach it? Yes. I got this Chromecast thing. It's right over here. I got the Google Chromecast thing. Can you? There's a G there. I don't even need. I don't know why this is plugged in. I got this thing plugs into HDMI. Uh, uh, that gets hot with Stadia. Just FYI, you're not wrong. This is warm. It was plugged into power and it is warm. So I got this. I got a controller. Now the controller you sync into your Wi-Fi. So it's not that you sync it with the Chromecast. You sync it on the same Wi-Fi network that your Chromecast is synced into, which is odd. But you can also, hey Gary in Nature, happy to have you here. You can also plug into the front of the controller. I don't have the controller in front of me. You can plug in to USB, and you can run it with that. They're giving the same sort of deal out if you buy Cyberpunk on Stadia now. Yeah, Lashbrook, apparently the deal to get it because you have YouTube Premium has expired because I think they hit the threshold of that. So I got it, and I was like, okay, well, I'll get this. My thinking was backup controller because I only brought one USB controller with me to South Carolina. My other one's in storage. Okay, Galleon. Gallium. Hello. Saying hi to Gary, which is nice. Ooh, let me just check real here. Oh, nice. Um, uh, just make sure you know where you have to go to cancel the sub in the settings. Lord Crasher said, I know where to cancel the sub because I did it today. So, oh, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Appreciate the lookout, Lord Crashington, but I know how to cancel it because I did today. Because my Wi-Fi, look, I can stream. I'm streaming to you, well. I'm streaming to you pretty dang well. And controller through streaming did not work great. Did not. First of all, never really wanted to sync that well. Never wanted to sync. Plugging into my computer through USB, it works fine as a controller. I'm using it with some games, and that's been fine. But syncing it and using it, even to just use my Chromecast to like do anything on the Chromecast, did not enjoy that experience. Gary Nature just gifted a sub. It's their first gift sub on this channel. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the applause on my soundboard. And let's throw the Bear Cave leg of the Scythen emote into the chat. Enjoy your emotes. Gary, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Gifting a sub is a great way to support what I do here, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. And enjoy some fun emotes and being a subscriber and not seeing pre-roll ads. And Jam wants me to hit the gong. That's the other thing we do around here for folks that didn't know. My former roommate left this in the apartment when I still lived in New York, and I was like, well, I'm going to keep this and make it a thing. So here we go. I hit that gong. All right, let's get back to building. So yeah, when I use, thank you, appreciate that. So when I use the Chromecast, it works pretty great. I've been able to use it on the TV and do some stuff with that. I even like unplugged one of my monitors from my computer and used it with my monitor, and that worked out pretty great to use it as like, I don't know, we'll just use this, check some stuff out. This is kind of neat to play around with it. So I like the Chromecast, which is what I knew, and I don't mind the controller. It's not a bad controller. Yeah, I got no need for Stadia. I canceled my Stadia because I was just like, I'm not going to be using this. No thanks. Don't need it. Managed to figure out how to cancel my account there. And they're like, you're going to lose all the games you bought. And I'm like, I didn't buy any games, so no, I won't. Thank you for looking out. I appreciate you looking out, but I would have to have bought anything on it. I just used whatever was free and was like, oh, let me try this. Let me try that. Oh, this latency isn't bad. Like, there's nothing necessarily super wrong with it other than, as I said, my controller not really enjoying the Wi-Fi. Gary says, I thought Stadia was good in concept, but I think it's very early for that kind of execution. Like worldwide internet would have to be better for something like that. And I tend to agree. I think that like, I've had friends who were like swear by PlayStation Now. Uh, PlayStation Now is their thing. They're like, this is our thing. This is what I do. And other people were like, that has never worked for me, and I would never try to use it again because it didn't work. So I think it is in many ways a mixed thing for some people. Oh, I was supposed to put this piece down here to stabilize it. I did not try Fenix. Yeah, like here in Alaska, internet can be very spotty. Totally, I get that. Can you buy games but not subscribe to the monthly service? I think there's a tier that's not a monthly subscription. Maybe. I don't know. I think you can, but don't. Yeah, because I think the point of having the monthly subscription is to get access to a bunch of quote unquote free games. Whereas if you're not doing that, you're just buying games. But the other thing is like if I buy games on Steam and I get a new computer, like I'm honestly like obviously it's your account, but like it's not the same thing, right? If I close my Steam account, I would lose access to all my Steam games, but also my Steam doesn't cost me anything to have. Uh, the premium tier is 4K and 5.1 streaming. That makes sense. Um, yeah, because you're streaming all of it. Like, so it's not even that you don't have access to it. I don't know. Like I said, I tried it out and found it lacking and was happy to try it out. I am happy to have a Chromecast because I will make use of it. I'm going to find out your internet needs to support it. Yes. I'm going to find out ways to use the Chromecast and do that's going to be a little pet project of mine, is doing some research on the Chromecast and figuring out what I can do with it, if anything. And yeah, I think like that's kind of where I'm at with this. I was like, okay, like happy to check it out. Glad to basically have a free Chromecast. I use the Chromecast to stream YouTube to an unsmart TV. Gary, that sounds very cool. Yeah, I like that. Um, that does seem like the way to go. If you don't have a smart TV, yeah. That Chromecast is gonna to last a while if Google doesn't dick out the API. Yeah, I mean like. Yeah, I think it's good. Just felt good. I did the beta and it worked well on my laptop. Would never trust Google to keep the service long. I mean, we're talking about the fact that I was just talking about how I have YouTube Premium, which used to be called YouTube Red. One of the reasons I got that was because it was bundled with YouTube Music or Google Music, I should say. It was bundled with Google Music, and I'm like, well, I'll get Google Music because I don't really like Spotify. Is it better or worse? That is definitely debatable. But I'll get that and have it all bundled together, not have ads for my work and that kind of stuff. And I've kind of just kept it because it is nice to have that, and it doesn't cost much. But not seeing ads. Because the other thing that is nice is, so I don't see ads on YouTube, but anyone that would be running ads that are creators, content creators on YouTube, it counts as if I watched it. And that really appeals to me as someone that makes videos on YouTube and puts ads in, and pre-roll ads on my videos on YouTube. And of course, my numbers are so low that I'm not ever making much revenue. That actually reminds me, every once in a while when we talk about AdSense, I go and look to see how I'm doing on AdSense. So let me go sign in here and see. Right now, I am closer than I used to be to $100, which will be my second payout I've ever gotten. But I am still probably months away from reaching that. The big thing that helped me the only time I've ever gotten a payout from AdSense was I had like back to back in like April and then in September, I had very well viewed videos from PAX, archives of my PAX panels, um, that just people wanted to watch, which was really nice. Because one of them hadn't been recorded or it hadn't been streamed, so a lot of people tuned into it, which was very nice. But it's been a long time since I've had like thousands of people watching a video of mine. I did the beta and it works. Oh no, you said that already, Jam. Yes. I already read that. What am I even doing? I'm putting more stickers on. That's what I'm doing. More decals on here. Oh, after working on the GARP ship, it is so nice to not have a ton of decals to worry about, or stickers, after all of the stickers on the last kit. It's been a while since I did a one-piece ship, and it will be a while before I do another one. I'll tell you what. We've also done most of the ones I would want to build, so that's another reason why it'll be a while, I guess. There's maybe one or two more that I haven't done yet. Um, but yeah, I mean, right now I'm just like not super into the idea uh, of doing another one of those heavy sticker kits. This is like very few, honestly. We've already done most of them, or half of them at least, so that's very nice. All right, try to get this on here for our bumper. And let's try to line this up right. We are going to talk about anime in the second hour, as always. I did watch some anime because that's my style. That's one of the things I do. We'll talk about the return of a show. It had been on hiatus. It originally came out in April. It ran for 7 episodes before it shut down and stopped running episodes. Partly because parts of the series are live action, and they couldn't fucking film live action bits safely in Japan. Is Gallon Dino returns. One of my favorite shows of the year, Gallon Dino, is back, and I'm psyched about it. It was really fun to watch that today. Funimation had tweeted like a month ago. They put a blog post up like a month ago saying like, "Hey, it's coming back. Episode 8, which we hadn't run in the U.S., which hadn't aired before. We're gonna air it." And then they didn't update their calendar to say it wasn't on the schedule. Their schedule, didn't say anything, and they didn't say anything. And so I was like, is it coming back? And then it did come back, which is awesome. But I was totally like, am I going to be able to watch this show? But very luckily, it is back. The new Animaniacs has a good anime sequence in one of the episodes of Lord Crashes. I saw that clip. So, I have not watched the new Animaniacs, but I did see the opening, which has some changes, which we knew was coming, right? Even if you didn't even let's just say you are someone that's like they shouldn't change it. If they're going to do new episodes, they shouldn't really alter what's going on with it or whatever. If you want to be a traditionalist, sure. But you must agree, even if you are a traditionalist, that while Bill Clinton plays the sax is a very outdated lyric in that song, and maybe they would need to change that. They changed more, and I know that some people were very unhappy with the changes. The fact that it's that Dot has wit instead of Dot is cute, and Yakko yaks, but which I think is fine. I think it is totally a fine thing to just be whatever, because Dot's major character isn't that she's cute, so saying that is just weird. So I am totally okay with them being like, we're gonna change that part. That was fine. And yes, there is a anime power-ups, Dragon Ball Z, a little Sailor Sentai kind of thing. There's a little JoJo in there. That was pretty rad. I saw the clips. As I said, I have not watched the series, but I saw the clips and I was like, hell yeah, this looks pretty great. And I'm happy that people like that. Oh yeah, there's definitely some FLCL in there, and its roots. Yeah, There's definitely it's a love letter to a bunch of different anime styles. Um, yeah, I have not watched it as I said, but you know, people were talking. There was a conversation about like reboots and bringing things back, and how we should just let series be series and let them go. And it's like, oops. Well, as I was talking, I realized I put this decal on wrong. It is on the wrong part. It should be on this part. So I'm gonna try to take this up and fix it because I put it on wrong. I wasn't paying attention. But hopefully, I will be able to get this up in a way that will allow me to flip it. You can usually get a little wiggle room with decals, so we're gonna try to pull it without damaging it. And we did. We got to be really careful. We just got to line this up right and kind of do it all in one go. Great. We did. Perfect. Um, but the thing I go back to is look, if it's good, fine. If it's not good, then you shouldn't have done it. And that's easier said than done, obviously, but that is my stance. Like, the new DuckTales is fantastic. The new DuckTales is incredible. So, yeah, they should have relaunched DuckTales and redid DuckTales because it's great. So they did a good job. In the year 2006, when they were like, let's make a action kind of anime, but mostly like U.S. action inspired drama using in a post-apocalyptic world, using the descendants of Looney Tunes. They shouldn't have made that. Loonized Unleashed, I think it was called. They shouldn't have made that. It's a dark, gritty reboot of the Looney Tunes, and it's awful. It's basically like it should have been an episode of a show, not the whole premise. Like it should have been like a wacky episode. Like that. It's just that is like, oh yeah, no, I know you're trying to do something new with this, but this is awful. What are we doing here? Like, I'm not into that. I like the new Animaniacs, though it's also like the original where it has some bits that don't hit for me. The Pinky and the Brain segments are usually very good. Nice. I'm happy to hear that, Lord Crashington. And yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, it doesn't have to hit on all cylinders. It doesn't have to hit 100% of the time. Like, that's almost impossible. You know, there have been a lot of different, there's always, almost every year, there is a Scooby-Doo show, right? And not all of them are winners. There's the one that the art's that's really goofy and the art style like kind of reminds me of Seth MacFarlane, but like people really liked that one, and it was on very short. It was a short-lived show, but there are a bunch of people that was like that's their Scooby Doo. People were like really bummed about Mystery Inc., which is one of my favorite series. Mystery Inc. is an incredible Scooby-Doo show that I highly recommend looking up. Um, and it is like, it is the thing where it's just like they keep trying new ones and they keep trying to do stuff like, and I applaud that. I applaud that they're just like, I don't know, I think we're going to keep doing Scooby-Doo. We're just going to keep doing that because why not? I think that's great. There's good to hear. I was more excited for more Pink in the Brain than Animaniacs. I hear that. They do make fun of reboots a lot, including making fun of their own reboot. And I think Lord Crash, I think you gotta make fun of that. Like if you are Animaniacs, which is this like meta self-aware show anyway, then you definitely do need to poke fun at the idea of reboots, including the fact that you have been rebooted. If the creative team had something they wanted to make, go for it. I have one notable exception to this. I won't try to stay positive. Will also say, please, because I care about you, because I do legitimately care about you, please do not watch the remake / reboot of Reboot, because it isn't. The new Reboot has more in common with Big Bad Beetleborgs than it does with Reboot. Gary, you're not wrong. And I understand that, like, if you didn't grow up with Reboot, or you didn't watch it when it came out, that could be a hard show to come back to. I totally am willing to admit that it would be a hard thing, because maybe the animation doesn't hold up, maybe the CG doesn't kind of work. But basically, it's a computer-generated show, and the premise is there's a world inside your computer, and there are characters that live in that world. And when you boot up a video game, the NPCs in that video game are people that live in that world, and they want to beat you, and it's really great. Big Bad Beetleborgs is a title I had not heard since I was like 9. Yeah, so it's an animated thing, and it's a vast story that they continue on. It stopped airing in the United States and kept airing in Canada, and then eventually the episodes we didn't get in the U.S. aired, and it went places, and it was more than the sum of its parts, and I think it was such a wonderful endeavor, and I was so thrilled to... Oh, this is pretty unique how they're putting this together here. So we'll put this like this, and then this is going to go in. Okay, so this is actually kind of cool. We're going to do this. We'll talk about this for a second, and then I'll get back to what I was talking about, the reboot. So there is a hole here, which is going to be hard to see, but there's a hole there. Oh, you can see that. And then this is going to snap in there. Because this is an odd way, this is like an odd shape to build because of where the headlight's proximity to the wheel well is such that you have to do something kind of creative to put that in there. And I think that's really neat. That's a nice piece of mechanics, of engineering, I should say. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so it's like inside the computer, and it's a lovely story, and I really enjoyed it. And as I said, it goes places, and there's huge character growth, and it's very silly and nonsensical. And then there's redemption arcs for some characters that are very surprising. And then they rebooted it. Also, the same company, Mainframe, they changed their name to Mainframe. They also made Transformers Beast Wars, and Transformers Beast Wars, the sequel to that. I forget the name of it. Trans whatever. It was Trans Metal. I forget. But they made Beast Wars, which I love. They made a few things. But anyway, there's a reboot of Reboot. And it's live action, and it's a Sentai show. It is Beast Machines. Thank you. Transmetal was like a state of thing, but it was it was Beast Machines. That's right. Because they went back to Cybertron, and Cybertron was messed up, so they had to find their organic roots again. That's a whole thing. Side note: before I start talking mess about this thing. This is the piece I need. If you ever want to see something weird, look up on YouTube Beast Wars 2, the number 2. So not Beast Machines. There is a Japanese-only sequel to Beast Wars that is traditional animation. It's not computer-generated like Beast Wars was. It is a comedy series sequel because apparently either Japan or the people that own the rights to Beast Wars 2 Super Life Forms Transformers. Yeah. The people that own the rights, or Japan, or the audiences in Japan, I'm not 100% sure what happened, but people didn't like that show at all. They did not enjoy Beast Wars and its serious nature. So the sequel is animated and like traditional animation, or computer, maybe digital. I think it's traditional. But it is a comedy series. It is very goofy and nonsensical because they didn't enjoy what the other show was like. Um, there are some cool Transformers in that show, but it is bizarre, and it makes sense why we didn't get that here. While we went from Beast Wars to Beast Wars, Beast Machines to the next reboot of Transformers, which was Transformers 2000 over here, where Optimus was a fire truck, and there were kids, there were fun teens, and a Navi, like a computer thing, computer AI. But yeah, there were kids and fun. It was a futuristic Japan. It was pretty fun. Transformers 2000 is pretty okay. Um, and then like there's Armada, and that's like the next big one that we got. And there's also Transformers Animated. Transformers Animated rules. Weird Al does a character. He's a Junctron to go full circle from the movie. Uh, Beast Wars is the one we called Beasties here in Canada, right? I don't know. Did you call it Beasties? Beast Wars is the Transformers series with Optimus Primal, the big ape, and it is computer generated. It's the same studio that did Reboot. That's what we're talking about it. Um, yeah, Lashbrook Transformers Animated is really solid. I thought the choices they made were really great. Laserbeak as a guitar, the fucking rules. I think that's the one where Laserbeak is a guitar. I'm 99% sure, but yeah, I think Transformers Animated was pretty neat. Um, and it all does also feature Weird Al as a character, which comes full circle from him doing a voice in the or doing a song in the movie to then being a straight up character in a show. That was very good. Beasties is Beast Wars. Okay, so that's something I didn't know. I did not know that y'all called it Beasties. Uh, Transformers Beasties. Sure. Maybe it was Canada didn't want wars in the title. Maybe that was it. Um, but anyway, the reboot of Reboot sucks. It's bad. Don't watch it. It's it's basically uh, super ooh, samurai. It's that one with it's the Super Samurai Squad. I don't remember what it's called. There's one more S in it, but it's basically that. It's like we go into the computer. I think that was the rationale or something like that. Yeah, it's totally possible that they were just like, "Hey, could we not call this Beast Wars?" And they were like, "Well, what do you want to call it?" Also, it's funny because that's a Canadian company. Um, and you know it's a Canadian company because I watched the Transformers Beast War or the reboot DVDs. Back when you could, I mean, you still can, but back when I got DVDs from Netflix, when they first started sending out DVDs, they just had the copies that everyone got, and eventually they got special copies that didn't have anything cool, so that to promote the home releases. But the way you got it there was you just get the same kind of DVD you could buy. So they had commentary tracks and bonus features, and the bonus features on Reboot was like this documentary about the company Mainframe, and one of the things they revealed was that they all had matching hockey jerseys and had like a hockey team to compete against other companies in the area, and so they had like it was like Megabyte was on it, and they looked awesome. And when I saw that, I went, "Oh, they're Canadian," because that's one of the most Canadian things I can think of is the idea of we're gonna put we're gonna wear we're gonna get matching hockey uniforms for our company. That is incredibly Canadian. All right. Um, we're going to take a pause for the cause in a little bit. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel if that's something you'd like to do. Um, I would love. I'll say this now as I start keeping applying stickers and keep working on this. If anybody wants to subscribe or gift a sub, we did have one gift tonight, which was rad. But I would love to get my gift numbers up some because uh, I am one away from hitting 40 subscribers, and 40 subscribers is kind of where I need to be at most times to make sure I get my payout in the middle of next month. Um, Having 40 subscribers is like basically the minimum for getting the monthly payout. So I would love to make sure I have that. Of course, you don't have to. No one's required to. But if you would like to become a subscriber or gift a sub, that would be doing me a solid. And then you can share the love. But, as I said, you don't have to do that. You don't have to sub. You don't have to use your Twitch Prime coin. You don't have to use cash money. You don't have to gift subs to other people. You can just enjoy. Just enjoy what we do. I believe that's the last sticker. Yeah, that is the last sticker, so that's good. We don't need those anymore. We're going to get a little bit done here. I mean, obviously, we still have more to do on this car. Not a lot, but we still have some more to do. So we'll get going on that, and then we will take a pause in a little bit. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel, if that's something you'd like to do, and then we will continue and wrap this up. I'll talk about some anime that came out, and yeah, well, some fun chatting about stuff. Put this on there. I haven't posted photos to Twitter and Instagram about my cooking because mainly I haven't been cooking lately. I have been enjoying just homemade food. I haven't really taken my turn to do anything. It's going to get colder here, not super cold because it's South Carolina, but it is going to get colder. So I have been thinking about ways that I can, get on the grill. I definitely want to do burgers up soon. But yeah, I've kind of just been like not worrying about that stuff. But one thing I did make, and then I posted a link to it it's on my Twitter if you want to see the photo. I did. It's important to also acknowledge when you don't do well, and I made very ugly looking meatballs. They tasted okay, but they just look so bad. Like they look comically bad. Like I kind of can't believe that I messed up meatballs that badly. It just looks gross. Like the last one finally got eaten. They tasted fine, but like, oh boy, it's real bad, y'all. It's real bad. Let me see if I can find it in my Twitter and share it. Let's share it with y'all. Let me go to media. Let's see here. Media. There it is. Ooh, there it is. As I said, tasted great, but please don't hate me for me sharing this meatball. There it is. That is a close-up look at a very bad-looking meatball. Sorry. As I said, please understand, it tasted okay, but that doesn't look the worst. But it doesn't look good, Gary. First of all, Gary, thank you. I appreciate it. Slowbird is definitely on the right track that it is a meteorite. There are, look, rare earth minerals. Yeah. Basically, I think it was the breadcrumbs. I'm going to say it was either it was the breadcrumbs or what I did to what happened to the breadcrumbs. Looks like one of the oatmeal crunchies that my sister makes. Yeah, it really did look more like oatmeal. Like it's not appetizing. This was fully cooked. Like it's just not good. It wouldn't be a ball at all. Well, Gary, it was definitely a ball. So I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, you gotta include that, right? Because it's like, oh, check out cook it on the grill. Check out these steaks. Look how good this turned out. That kind of thing. Like, I've had some wins, some things that I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. But I've also had some oh no's, and that was a definite oh no. But yeah, it's you know what? Look, let's just finish the car and then we'll take our break because I am almost ready to finish this. So because all we have left to do is put the wheels on at this point because everything else is just extras. So also, this is the very first thing you make um, is cones, and I really like that you just have like cones. I just think that's neat. But yeah, let's get these tires together here. Get some tires on this car. And put a tire on this car here. Tires. Yeah. All right. And then, yeah, like this. And again, this. All right. We are almost done with this thing. We just got to put the tires through and then put the other tires on the other side. And then we will be done. Get some tires. Get some stoppers. Tires in there. And then, yeah, once we finish this up, I'll take a photo, and then we will take a pause for the calls, top ways you can support the channel. And then it will be time to work on our Pokemon. We gotta catch them all by assembling plastic and then putting some stickers on those plastic pieces. But I am excited to work on that. It's been a while since I did Pokemon, so that'll be cool. All right, and then we got to put these on here, and then put our connector on there, basically our hubcap away, and then do that. It would have been silly to just be like, all right, let's take a pause for the calls. All right, now let's put on 4 wheels, and we're done. So we can just finish this up. Then we got our car. Our Porsche has been built. And then, yeah. There are a couple more cars in this series that we could get. I don't know if I will. I might put them up. Ooh, the Mini Cooper is kind of neat. That's fun. Maybe I'll do that. Put together a Mini Cooper at some point. Slowbird wants me to hit that gong, and I will hit that gong. Thank you, Slowbird, for redeeming the gong. Here it is. Heck yeah. All right, welcome, people. We got a few more folks joining us. We just finished up our Lego Porsche, so we will. I'll take a photo of that. Lord Cratchit also wants to hit that gong, and Dirty wants to hit the gong. Hi, Dirty. 2020 cars. And Gary of Nature, I got 3 gongs coming in. Here we go. All right, 3 gongs. I hope you're happy. When I do 3 in a row, with a little break before that other one, it does feel somber in a way that I wasn't anticipating it feeling, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, that got a little somber there. I was like, oh, it's like, oh no, this is not in memoriam of anyone. Anyway, here's our car. Let's put our driver near it. Just going to take a photo, and then we'll take a pause for the cause, and then we'll get into building some Pokemon. Gotta build them all. Oh yeah, let's put our cones here. Our weird little cones. And car. Heck yeah. Yeah, this was fun. I mean, it's definitely not as much of a headache as the Camaro was, because the Camaro was a bit of a headache. All right, let me get my bag of pieces here. I got my big bag of, over here. You can see over here, a big bag for resin plastic, indeed. That minifig was lying face down during the gongs. R.I.P. Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's right, it was. Oh, geez, yeah. He was resting. He was just resting. Our cool driver friend. Just resting. All right, so let's now get ready to swap over. Boop, boop. Bounce right back. All my Lego over there. Sooner or later, I will do a build, my free build, where I work on my own design of a mech. That is coming, but it's not here yet. Ooh, some of these instructions are in Espanol. Oh, that's very cool. This is the international release, I guess. Riolu and Lucario. Got some stickers. We're doing 2 Pokemon, but there's not many pieces here, so got some stuff. We got the energy for Lucario. But yeah, we'll have some stickers to assemble as we go. Resting face down on the ground, big mood Lego guy. That's what my sister tells her kids about all the animals sleeping on the side of the road. Dirty, dirty. I mean fair. It's fair, but also come on. Anyway, right now we will get to building. Don't worry, we're gonna work on a Pokemon. It's gonna be great. You're gonna be like, oh Pat, you assembled 2 Pokemon. That's rad. That's what you're going to be like. I'm going to be like, hey, we have to take a pause for the cause. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, let's see those Bear Cave Lego and Scythe emotes. If you're Tier 2, you get the Scythe emote. But Tier 1 gets the Lego and Bear Cave emotes. Throw those in the chat. Let the people see. That is a benefit of being a subscriber. Also, you don't see pre-roll ads. If they run ads in the middle, you don't see those, which hopefully they don't. And you are supporting me, which is awesome. I'm going to talk right now for just a couple minutes. I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like to. All of these are optional. None of these are things you have to do. These are all things you can do if you'd like to. And they do very much help me as I continue to do this channel and to do things. Being a subscriber is a way to support what I do, and I appreciate it very much. It is not something that you have to do, but if you want to, you can gift a sub. We had 1 gift. Gary's our first gifter this month. Bits and coins also always appreciated. If you want to use your Prime token, also use your Prime token for someone, because that's just money on the table. So if you're not using it for me, use it for another streamer. But yeah, also cash money with a reoccurring. You can buy multiple months in advance if you want. I would say don't do that, but you can. And I appreciate that very much, especially as I attempt to hit my minimums every month, and I really appreciate all the support. So thank you to everybody that is subscribing. If you'd like to continue, you're more than welcome to. Thank you very much. So I'll go through a few ways you can support the channel, and then we'll get back to building. Joining my Patreon is a way to support the channel. If $5 a month is too rich for your blood, well, there's another way to support what I do, and that is joining my Patreon. So for $1 a month or $3 a month, you can just get in there. There's also the $5 a month and $10 a month tiers. And yeah, it is a way to support what I do to continue so that I can keep making model kits and keep building stuff. Patreon is another option. It's not something you have to do, but if it's something you want to do, you're welcome to. Also, one-time donations, because everything I make through Patreon and Twitch goes into buying model kits, and a little bit goes towards equipment in case I need it, but I haven't needed it in a while, so we're good on that. But also you can do direct donations, and that'll go into a fund with everything else that goes into me buying equipment. Somebody renewed their subscription. If you want to hit that notification button so we all could be like, oh, thanks, more than welcome to. If you don't want to do it, that's also okay. But yeah, direct donations go into me buying stuff. I have to constantly buy model kits. I bought a kit that I won't be building until the end of December because I wanted to make sure I had it because I like doing theme streams. So we don't have any theme stream coming up on Wednesday, which is my next build stream. That's important to say. I'll say that a couple times. My next stream is this Wednesday at 9 p.m. It's not a gaming stream like my normal Wednesday streams. It's going to be my my next build stream because I'm not streaming this Thursday for Thanksgiving. It's American Thanksgiving this Thursday. I will be with friends, my parents' friends who are in our bubble. It'll just be my parents, them, and me. But I just don't want to stream Thursday night, so I'm not going to because I'm going to be stuffed full of turkey. And various other fixins. So I will not be streaming on Thursday, but I will be streaming on Wednesday and Model Kit Building. Also, if you want to support what I do here at Model Kit Building, you can buy a model kit for me to build. That's right, I have an Amazon wish list. I'm going to go to right now. There's some inexpensive Lego, some more expensive Lego, some inexpensive high grade Gun Plus, some more expensive high grade, some master grades. Some very expensive kits, like very rare things, some equipment down at the bottom. And if you buy something, a model kit on there, it comes to me in the mail, and I will build it on stream. That is my promise to you. It will jump the queue. So I've got stuff to build. No. I don't build that stuff. I built the thing you bought. And that is a way to support what I do here and allow me to continue to build cool things on stream. So thank you very much to everybody that's ever bought. If you've ever bought anything from my wish list, that's rad. Thank you so much. If you'd like to see me build something and jump the queue of the things I want to build and or that I'm gonna build, that is the way to do it. The alternative is also to buy something from USA Gundam Store. USA Gundam Store they're based in Florida, and you can buy a gift card. They offer gift cards. And then you send me a DM with that gift code because you get it in your email. When you buy it, there's no physical card. You just get a code. You send it to me. I buy something. That is if you don't want to use Amazon, and I appreciate that. That is another way to support what I do. That reminds me, as we're talking right now, I'm going to go to USA Gundam Store, see if there's been an update in the model kit that I'm waiting for them to send me. I'll be doing that as I talk to you a little bit more. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. That's free. If you're like Pat, you just said a bunch of things about a bunch of ways to support what I do, what you do via money. Discord. Just join my Discord. It's nice. I post build photos every time. People post stuff. They promote themselves so you can see what other people who are in the chat, their streams, so you can check them out. And also, you can post your own build photos of stuff you're working on. That's just a thing you can do. Also, if you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Down below in the show description are all the links I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm going to log into my USA Gundam Store account right now because I want to know any information about my Ultimate Gohan action figure model kit that was supposed to ship last month and got delayed, and I have not heard any word about it. Let's see. Pat Baer's Anime Club. I'm going to have a new Pat Baer's Anime Club coming out on Monday. If you missed my 2020 fall preview, or not preview, but my look at what I'm watching, it was a stream that I recorded, then uploaded to YouTube. Here's a link for that. Baering the List is a weekly series that I make. This last episode was about American Thanksgiving and foods. I ranked a bunch of foods on American Thanksgiving, so you can check that out. Tell me how I'm wrong or where you agree with me. And then this week, actually, it came out on Thursday, I am on the Do We Like podcast. You may remember Eric Canis. He is the video producer for League of Heels, the panel that I produced at PAX, and also was a big on stage for a lot of. So yeah, he has a podcast with his partner, and they talk about, they debate topics. And I was a guest, so I gave them some guest debate topics, and then I judged who won, which was fun. So yeah, Do We Like podcasts? You can watch that. Let me just check out my account here. Currently unfulfilled. They have not shipped. It is supposed to ship this month in November, and it has not shipped. Let me look at the Figurized Standard Ultimate Gohan. It is still in the pre-order phase. But it says estimated arrival November 2020. They don't have much left because there's not much November left. So hopefully I will get that soon. Because I would like to build that Gohan. And also, you can make him Gohan of the future. The one that helped train future Trunks. That version of Gohan. All right, so I'm going to drink a little water. I'm going to talk, and then I'm going to get ready to work on Riolu, Little Lucario, and also I will, of course, talk about some anime. But first, I'm going to drink a little water. This is your time to get a little water. Maybe stretch your arms out a little bit, roll your neck a little bit, slowly do that because you don't want to crack anything. Shift around a little bit. Before you get into anime, says Asmo. All right, Asmo. I'll wait a second before I get into anime. How are your new Hearthstone decks working out? I've been trying a Tonk deck and it's bad so far. Yes, my Death Rattle deck with Tonk is also bad, but I do a wild version of it. And so I've been shifting because I got the legendary that pulls a minion from your deck. That minion attacks face and then dies. Bad holiday bad season. Holiday season for shipping, it seems. Yes, Lord Crashington. Yeah, I mean the delay for this one thing is just COVID. Bandai has been backed up on a lot of stuff. They prioritized Gundam over other things that aren't Gundam, and so that has been an issue. But yeah. Yes. So as I said, Asmo, my Tonk, Death Rattle deck, not good. I made a standard evolve deck focused around the fact that there's a 2 cost that pulls a weapon, so you can get the weapon, and then there's the corrupted card that adds more minions to the field, and even putting in the 4 cost pirate that its battle cry is you get one of your weapons that you previously used. You turn to your hand. So that has been great. That is fantastic. It's not as flashy as my as an evolved deck in Wild, but it's still okay. And I think I'm gonna switch out the cards in my spiteful Grand Illusionist deck. The 8-drop I put in because it's a new 8-drop. The 8-drop that gives you 8 armor and an 8-cost minion. That's not as good as giving you +2/+2 and taunt. So I am gonna swap that out. But it was a new card, so I felt like I should change it. I wish there were some high-cost spells for Warlock to make my King's Warlock deck better, but there isn't, so won't do that. Even a complete casual in this game, oops, pulled the wrong thing out. I can appreciate how monumental a test this was. Oh, Dirty, I think you put a link in. Did you put a link in? Did you try to put a link in? I don't know. I do not know if you tried to put a link in, but I can't see it, so I don't know if you did. But feel free to describe what you were trying to do in the chat. Because yeah, I think I have disabled links that are not me or moderators. I'm pretty sure I've done that. Maybe VIPs can put links in. I can't remember, so I apologize, but I don't know what you were saying. Anyway, anime. We're going to talk about a bunch of series, and it's going to be fun, and maybe you'll learn something. But if you don't learn anything, that's also okay. As I slowly start putting together our tiny Pokemon friend. Oh, we got to put some stickers on here. We got front stickers and back stickers. Oh, geez. All right, so let's get our face here, which is B2. On there. Yeah, I did there. There was a guy in Elite Dangerous who made 3,100 jumps in the galaxy to trace the ember of a group they're in. Okay, that sounds cool. I don't know anything about Elite Dangerously, so I don't know. Look, that's a big number, so very cool. But I do not know the context of these things that you are mentioning. Add another 0 in there. So he did. Oh, so 31,000 or 310,000. That's a lot of jumps. Okay. Again, yeah, I just don't know, but cool. All right, so we need stickers 1 and 2, or the eye stickers. Oh, so one thing that's nice in here is I don't even think you're gonna be. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can see. The stickers have the name of which Pokemon the stickers are for, and that is very helpful. All right, so what did I want to say? Oh yeah, all right. Let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. This episode was pretty cool because it was very much not about our main character, Yuji. For a reminder, Yuji died and it then isn't dead anymore, but his classmates, one of whom he's only known very briefly, the other he's known longer, is a little bit longer. They think he's still dead because he definitely died, but he's training in secret because he's definitely not strong enough to deal with things. So he's training. So basically, right now we've got Megumi, who is like kind of emotionless and kind of no nonsense, but strong. He's been around for a bit. Another relatively new character to it is Nobara. Um, and she like fluctuates between being like very goofy and very like mean. She's not tsundere, but she's definitely like kind of like I've just decided I hate you. But she's not. It's not an act. She just literally fluctuates. Um, and there are three other upperclassmen. Well, they're all going to get involved with this like inter uh, school fight, and two of the characters. We are introduced to two characters from their rival school, from the Tokyo School of Jujutsu Sorcerers. Uh, let's see. We've got one of the upperclassmen is um, Maki's twin sister. We got Mai showing up. We don't know a lot about Mai, but she's showing up. And then we also have Toto, who's got a pretty good scar on his face, and he looks rough, and he's got the character of like being very strong, but very like weird, and kind of gross. And there's supposed to be a competition, but it looks like Toto wants a fight. Toto is strong as hell, and Megumi is about to get serious against him when the second years show up to break it up. Panda. There's a panda man named Panda. His name is Panda with a capital P, and he is a talking panda. And they have not explained anything about this dude. And there was even a joke where she goes, "You're just going to leave it at his name is Panda." And that is as far as we've gotten. And we don't see it, but off camera, Nobara got beaten up by Mai because she doesn't have her tools with her. But it's not too bad of a beating. And then Maki kind of distracts her, and there looks like the fight would have continued, but it got broken up. And then we get a little moment where Maki and Nobara grow a little closer, which is kind of fun. There's a whole thing with Gojo, who is the guy that's training them. He's basically just like threatening the principal from Tokyo, and it's just like, hey, I know what happened. I know what you were trying to do. Just so you know, none of this is going to work out. And it ends with some unknown teens are murdered, and another teen witnessed it and can tell that a spirit, one of the evil spirits, I think it's a spirit, I don't think it's a human, we haven't really learned, but there's an evil guy, and he witnessed it, and that's going to get worse. And also, coincidentally, Yuji is going to be investigating those murders, so then he'll get mixed up with this human boy and this bad spirit. I think it's a spirit. It's a spirit that looks like a human, so that's fun. Yeah, so this episode, like, we focus on the other characters, and we got to meet some of the other students from the rival school, and we're like, sure. It's like, sure, okay. Okay, so it takes, 15 or 20 seconds to charge your FSD in Elite, 3,100, 310,000 jumps would be over 12,000 hours of just charging, which is implausible in the grand scheme of Elite players, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I know nothing about Elite, so I don't know what's going on there. But, okay. Like, all I could say is okay. All right, we got to put more stickers on our friend here. Riolu has leg stickers to put on. So this is kind of weird. We did this here, too. There's not a full piece of plastic. We're literally putting stickers. We're going to be putting stickers on, like, the empty backside of this. Just think of those crazes that run from Bubble to Bagel Point every year for fun. Okay. Cool. So, Jujutsu Kaisen. This episode was a little boring compared to the fact that fairly recently a character died and then was brought back to life. and there are monsters and stuff. So comparatively, this episode was boring. There was a pretty cool fight scene, um, but it was overall not as a little less exciting than I would like. Um, but a little bit of character growth was also nice. Uh, and also, there's another second year student that apparently is very strong. He's studying overseas, if I remember correctly, because the strong guy's just like, hey, make sure he comes and fights, because I think he's mad that that guy's not going to be there. But as I said, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Real Romanesque. Y'all, Real Romanesque continues to just be a cute little show. It's very short. If you haven't been keeping up with Real Romanesque, this is the story of what happens when artificially created ladies that work on the train lines in Japan, in an alternate Japan, get together to talk about ways they can increase merchandise sales because the railroads are having trouble. So that's what this big, and they're having a big conference where they work in pairs. So one of the railroads proposes that her merch be a chocolate train you assemble yourself, which sounds fucking rad because it's like edible food model kit. That is a subway train, or no, a train in for that train line, and that's awesome. And then we had other railroads. They visit castle ruins, and one of the trains is a Chinese train, or one of the railroads is Chinese, and so she talks about how like, oh, you call this a castle, we would call it this, and we would call it that, and she's like, I must repay you. Please come to China and let me show you around there. And there are more Yuri vibes because they're just like pretty light to moderate to heavy Yuri vibes throughout this whole show, especially with the pair that just finished up their presentations, who one is called like the Prince, and she is very like uh, kind of like honor bound masculine in a way. She's a very dramatic character. But yeah, there's a lot of like friendship question mark in this thing, and it's cute. I don't know. It's a short series. Speaking of short series, with a dog and cat, every day is fun. Um, these are so short that like I just do this thing. It's just the whole thing is a juxtaposition between the uh, the cat and the dog. So dog always forgives if you like step on, you accidentally step on it or anything. The cat never forgets. Like the point is just like, oh, I accidentally touched your fur, but I didn't step on you. And he's like, yes, but you ruined my mood. So forget that. You can't mess with the cat. The cat will never forgive you. Um, okay. Uh, if the dog gets loose, you can't like chase after the dog because the dog is going to think you're playing. So you can't chase after the dog if it gets loose. And you can't yell at it because then it'll run because you're yelling at it. So if the dog gets loose, you have to sing and dance around because the dog will think you're playing and the dog will want to come join you. If the cat is going to jump out of a window, you can't yell at it because it'll jump out of the window. You can't try to coax it because it'll jump out of the window. You can't ignore it because it'll jump out of the window. You have to go get food, and then the cat won't go. But also, was that the cat's plan all along? Was the cat pretending was tripping you up so that you would bring it food? And all of these things are very cute and very short and very true. These are all experiences I had because I also, for part of my life, had a dog and a cat live in the same house. And these are pretty dang accurate to my experiences. With a dog and a cat, every day is great, or every day is fun, is just a lovely little series. I cannot recommend it enough. If you are looking for a show to check out this season, add another anime to your collection. All right, now let's get into the meaty shows. Let's get into it. let's talk about sport climbing girls. So sport climbing girls, like, we last left with uh, June failed. She did not make it. She did not make it to the finals. She choked, and she disappeared. And she has not been. They were not able to find her and console her. Nothing worked. She's the one that only cares about climbing, and she has no life outside of it. And then she choked and feels very bad. Um, uh, yeah, she totally failed the semifinals. Uh, so Yotsuba, who is the main character, or she's the not the main character, she is the leader of the team. Okay, make sure the shapes line up and put in your hand stickers. We're gonna put hand stickers on here. It's time for hand stickers, which are A1. It's 5. It's A1. Okay, and these snap into place. So we need A114 is it's 14. Great. Okay. Um. So Yotsuba has trouble. She injures her middle finger, but she tapes it up, and she manages. She knows that she should give up, right? Because she's hurt herself, and she should stop competing, and she should get it checked out, and then she'll be fine. But it's important that she makes the finals because, one of her members didn't even make it to the semis. The other bailed out. It's time that she sets a good example. So she gets the crowd to cheer her on, and people cheer her on. Nono yells for her. Everybody cheers her on. And she pulls it off, but she's going to pay for it. Konomi makes it to the finals and actually ranks higher than the Panther girl. What's her name? Fujita, who is like, she also could be the main character. They definitely set her up to be like a character that you are rooting for, even though she's not on the school that the main characters go to. But you do want her to succeed as well. They've gone out of their way to make her a sympathetic character. But yeah, so let's see. Nono demands that Yotsuba not compete because Yotsuba's hurt. So she's like, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't do this. It doesn't matter if you what matters is your health. So she doesn't compete. So it's down to just this is her first major competition. Her first time being in the finals. Konomi has to go in there. But she's like, I don't want to just get a personal win. I want to score so well that the team wins, even if I'm the only person in the finals, which is a heavy order. It ends up happening is, let's see. Oh, yeah. Also, before the finals happen, we got the creepy lady, the lady who wears bunny ears, but her presence is like a spider, like a Black Widow spider. I refuse to learn her name because she sucks and I hate her, and we're supposed to hate her. She acts real creepy to Konomi. She is fucking a real creep to her, and I hate her. And Fujita, who was feeling down, but her team cheers her on. They understand that she is brave, but kind of silly and kind of goofy and a little just says the wrong thing sometimes. She's trying to be a tough badass, but they know that she's very sensitive. But they love her for it. She wins the whole dang thing. She kicks ass. She wins individual. The creepy girl had enough strong people on her team that they win the team overall. And Konomi, our main character, what happens to her? She fucking chokes. She just needs more experience. She can do it mentally, but the pressures of doing it in there just caused her to completely choke out. And then, so she's like, she has a moment of doubt, and then she's like, no, I'm just going to get better and stronger. I'm just going to do whatever I need to do to get where I need to be. I'm going to double down on all this shit. and get there. Uh, so she's going to uh, get ready, and then tearjerker moment. Uh, June is taking time off from the team. There are things that she needs to do, or she needs to grow as a person. And June feels responsible, which, like, I'm going to say this right now. Fair. She should feel somewhat responsible. She is responsible in some way for what happened. I know we shouldn't necessarily think that, but it's true. Um, because Konami doing so well in the semifinals threw off everyone. It completely threw off every single person because she shouldn't be as good as she was. So it messed with people. So she is kind of responsible. Oh, and we just got to go and... Sorry, just got to do some admin here for a second. And we're just going to ban that person. You banned. You banned. At least you were a spammer and not someone saying something awful. Hooray. You were just a spam person. But yeah, we got rid of that spammer. Anyway, yeah, gave him the boot. Totally, Lord Crash said. They have 6 months until the ultimate competition where, like, all the different kinds of climbing are going to be combined. So they have 6 months to figure their shit out and get ready for that competition. So that's going to be the next two things. And then hopefully June will come back and join in. And maybe one of the things she's going to have to understand is that, like, Konami is, like, good at climbing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It was an alright episode. Like, there's some drama. As I said, this was more of like it was like a redemption story for another character, which is kind of interesting. So this does stand. We just finished this kit. This thing. It does stand up kind of on its own, but it's a little tough. But it does come with a stand, which we'll put in now, which is this one here. It does come with a stand, so you can stand it up a little better. Oh, did I miss a... I did! I missed a sticker on the back leg, so we'll put that on now before we display it. And then we'll get into our other one. Yeah, this is a fast build. Like, I don't know if we'll finish Lucario on this stream, but if we don't, we're going to get very close to finishing it. Like, I knew this would be pretty fast, especially when you're dealing with a kit that is 2 Pokemon. I knew these would be pretty quick. All right, so our last show to talk about is Gallon Dino is back. If you haven't seen Gallon Dino, it originally started airing in April. It got through episode 7 and then took a long break. It is made by Pop Team Epic, and it is wild and weird. The first half of each episode is usually 1 to 2 mini stories, usually 2, sometimes 1, that are animated about a Garu, like the tanned, sometimes bleach blonde hair style of young lady who wakes up one day and realizes, oh, there's a dinosaur living with me. A kind of round, shapeless, goofy dinosaur friend is now living with here. I guess that's cool, and then that's their life. And then the second half of every episode, also in between every segment, is some sort of other animation. It's usually like digital animation that looks like claymation. They're usually little shorts, and different artists do that. And the second part of the episodes, which is why the Pop Team Epic producers make sense, is the second part of the episode is live action. And sometimes it is a version of what happened in the previous animated part of the episode, and is a continuation, and in other, with its own modifications, and in other episodes, it is a completely unique, different story, and very different to what happened in the animated. It's done by 2 different production companies, but the same vision and the same, overarching idea of what the show should be. It's just that, some other people work on it. It's wild and weird, and I love it very, very much. So now I'm going to talk to you about the first new episode of Gallon Dino. So, Kaide is the main girl. She's the gal in the story. Her coworker at the place that she works, the convenience store she works at, is named Nanami, and she's having breakfast with her parents. And her parents are like, "Hey, remember that girl, that like fun girl who you invited to have dinner? You should invite her again." Well, Nanami is like still kind of nervous around, like she's never had any experience with like a gal, so she's like, I'm still very nervous about her. So she's like very nervous, and it's very clear that she's like needs to get the courage, and then she gets the courage and to ask her, but she asks, but she doesn't realize that Kaide's best friend Yamada, the Dino, and her on again off again boyfriend Shota have all arrived, and they all also agree, yes, let's all go for dinner. That sounds great. We were tired of just, they don't cook for themselves. They're tired of getting takeout. So she's like, oh no, I accidentally invited all of these people. But they're all psyched about it, including Dino. And then, Nanami's like, you know what? Honestly, this is great. So she's like, she doesn't regret the mistake. And it's a nice little moment where she's like, no, this is going to be cool. She's like, calls her mom, and she's like, hey, so people are coming and a dino. Don't worry about it. But also make more food because there's going to be a bunch of people. That's cute. There is a fake claymation short of Dino having hiccups and being mad, and then a cat comes in, and then instead of being scared by suddenly seeing the cat, he gives the cat hiccups, and it's just a cute little short. Those shorts are very fun. Let's see. Dino. Turns out Dino doesn't know when his birthday is. Has no idea about its birthday. And so they decide, well, why don't we make today your birthday? Because they want to do the horoscope. And they're like, well, if it's your birthday, we need to throw you a birthday party. So they that everybody comes over. Basically, everybody that was in the last scene is now there, and everybody gets Dino ramen, which is Dino's like favorite thing. So Dino's really excited about it, except for Kaide, who gets him a winter hat, which is kind of a callback to previous things in the live action, and is pretty great. So that is cool. And that's the end of the animated. It is fun. So, then the second claymation thing, the fake claymation, is the Dino got trick candles, and Dino loves blowing them out and having them come back. So it's not much of a trick because Dino is like, these rule. So that is very fun. Okay, so now we're going to the live action portion. Now, the live action portion, when the live action portion started out back with episode 1, it was the same basic premise of the first episode, except that there was, instead of a gal, there was a guy. He is a legitimate working actor in, like a comedic actor in Japan, and he was playing basically a version of himself, which is just nonsense. It was so weird, because it was just basically like him like as a struggling actor, and then he also had a dinosaur. But they were still doing the plot of the animated show. And then it got weird. And then there was a character from Pop Team Epic, and it was a Death Note parody for a little while. And that was nonsense. And I had completely forgotten about that minor character in Pop Team Epic. So I was like, why is this a Death Note game now? What's happening? And then basically like it got overwritten and rewritten, and the universe got changed. And then it became basically the version of the cartoon. And there have been like comedians stopping by and musical guests, and it's just complete and total nonsense. And I can't properly describe how weird the live action portion is, except that it's fucking weird and I love it. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's wild. Anyway, okay, so it's live action. Again, we are confronted with the fact that Dino doesn't know it's his birthday or when its birthday is. Um, so they decide, well, it's today. And then because this show, the live action show, is weird, like the minor characters aren't in the show. Instead, we have um, two new characters. They're friends of Keita. They're called Mai and Mirai. And I assume that these are actresses, and these are actresses or idols or something in Japan. I have no context for who these people are. I have no idea who they are and why they are there. But they are there. And it's fine that they're there, I guess. Uh, they sing the theme song for the anime as if that's the happy birthday song, because this is, as I said, this live action portion is weird. And then they notice that the Odin eggs are missing, and then it becomes up to Dino Holmes, has a magnifying glass and a hat, and he becomes Sherlock Holmes to figure out who stole the cool eggs. And they think it might be Kaide because she doesn't really care, but that's just her personality. Um, I'm about to say something that doesn't make any sense, is completely wild, and I understand what I'm about to say is completely wild. And even talking about a live action, when I talk about a live action dinosaur, it's a guy in a dinosaur costume that looks like the animated thing. That's still not weirder than what I'm about to tell you, which is the eggs are being stolen by a white guy, a legitimate white guy who does not speak, who is dressed in all black and comes down on wires, and it is a reference to the first Mission Impossible movie. And this guy is just coming down, stealing eggs, and then coming back up before he gets noticed. And I don't know why that happens. I have no idea why this happens, but it does happen. It is a thing that happened. And then they notice him, and maybe they're gonna confront him, but then the music of the theme song starts playing, and the girls all and Dino do a syncopated dance. They do a choreographed dance, and the white guy who is on from basically fake Tom Cruise flies back up off camera, and that's it. And that's how the live action ends. Also, in the middle of it, there is a very long, weird little like stop motion thing that I didn't think was that good. So I will say the animated portion came back really strong after their long hiatus, and the non-animated portion did not come back strong. It was a weird return, and I don't know why it happened the way it did. Um, the show is just so weird, and I don't know what to tell you. It's just a very weird show. Gal and Dino still rules, even if I didn't think this particular second half of the episode in particular was as strong as previous episodes. It is still a incredibly great show that I highly recommend you check out if you are looking for a show to watch this season. It's got 8 episodes because, as I said, it aired previously and is returning, and it is just such a wild show. I highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to mute myself for a second and blow my nose. So hold on, I'm going to mute myself and put on the be right back. So I will be right back. I'm just going to blow my nose. And I am coming back now. Thank you, everybody. Apologize for that delay as we continue to work on this kit. So yeah, Gal and Dino. Real weird. Glad it's back. I don't understand the fucking nonsense that happened in it. It was weird, even for that show. Alright, so we gotta put... This is gotta go... Here? Yes, I think that's how that goes. Yeah. Alright. Wait. like this. Okay, it goes like this. Got it. Putting the body together of our Lucario. Um, so, going back to what I was talking about earlier about Hearthstone a little bit, because it was brought up. I'm having fun with this new expansion. There are some face decks that do just so much damage that I am playing in standard right now. I'm like having an okay time, but if I rank up any more in standard, I'm gonna just run into some real bad aggro decks that I've been mostly these days playing. I've been trying to play more uh, in Wild, and I'm having a good time in that. I have been playing a lot more of Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7. This game is so fucking good. I have been petting so many kitties and hanging out with so many cats, finding them. I'm having a ball, beating people up. I got a good crew of friends helping me out so that I can keep beating people up, which is the point of it. Uh, it is a great time. Ichiban is a fun character. I'm really enjoying him and his nonsense. Yeah, it is a quality game, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. I haven't touched Bugsnax since Thursday. I do not know the next time I will play Bugsnax. I might be done with Bugsnax, which is a shame because I did very much enjoy Bugsnax, but yeah, I just might be done with snacking on bugs. Talking about Bugsnax. Uh, but yeah, yeah, I think I'm just maybe hit my limit on that game. What are y'all playing? Anybody playing anything fun right now? Having a good time with any video games? Things you're waiting to come out still? Hoping you can get a console. What's going on with everybody in the world of gaming? Let me know in the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say as we get ready to wrap up our stream because we are almost at that time where we're going to go raid somebody and share the love. We're almost ready to go and raid, but I do want to get a little bit more done. But I want to hear if anybody's playing anything. Maybe somebody's playing something and wants to talk about it. If not, that's also okay. You don't have to talk to me about that. But yeah, as always, we are going to go raid. Still playing Yakuza Like a Dragon while awaiting the war this week of trying to get a PS5. Well, good luck. Stay safe. Be safe out there if you're going to go get wild and try to go and, get yourself a console. Good luck, but stay safe. Playing Valhalla and Miles Morales, digging both a lot so far. Hell yeah, Asmo. Glad you're enjoying them. That's cool. Yeah. All right, let's we'll finish this. We'll finish part of this arm up here, and then we'll call it there. We'll finish the page. But we are gonna go and raid because raiding is fun. And we can share the love, and maybe you'll find out about a creator you don't know about. And because I've been raiding these past few days, I've only been raiding stuff for Extra Life, not Extra Life, but Desert Bus. I haven't raided any of my friends in a while, so we'll be able to go do that, and that'll be good. My next Hades run will be my 100th. That game's still good as hell. Hell yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy that Hades. Heck yeah. Alright, so we'll put that on. This goes on here. So we'll get an arm done. And then, yeah, on Monday, our next build stream is going to be on Monday. We will continue this kit, and we'll finish it on Monday. And then I'll start another kit. I think I'm going to start a high grade that looks rad. I got a preview. I'll show you this now because you're watching the stream. This is the next kit we'll be building. This is a Gundam. It's from Build Divers Re-Rise. It's basically the ogre, but what if the ogre also had giant, like, shoulder-mounted claws that could also hold its weapons, but are also guns, and are impractical. Uh, so it's just the big. We've built the ogre before. It's just a big ogre. That's the next model kit we're gonna be building. We're gonna work on that when this is done, and we'll definitely finish this on Monday. So that'll be the next thing. Um, but yeah, we've got a little bit of our kits done here. Working on continuing it. All right, so we are gonna go raid. Feel free to come along the raid. You're not required to, of course, but especially folks, on the West Coast or whatever, if you want to continue, and we'll share the love. We're gonna pick somebody great for us to go and hang out with, and you'll have a good time. And that person actually is going to be uh, Xandra, who made all of my emotes. Xandra is the best, and she made all of my great emotes, and she's playing Teardown, which I know she's loving. So I think you'll love to check that out. So let's go and raid Xandra. So come along on that. Uh, Thank you so much for hanging out here on the stream. Again, next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, I will continue this build, and we will finish off these Pokemon and then start a cool high grade. So come along on this. I'll see you in the next stream. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.